Hello everybody, welcome to the United Stand. This is your UEFA Europa League draw live as Manchester United face the road to Bilbao. We've got to win this tournament. We've got to win it. I know we've got to win it. You know we've got to win it because winning the Europa League puts you into the Champions League. And the only way we're going to do that is through this. Yes, we could still win the FA Cup and get back into the Europa League. But actually, when you look at who's left in the FA Cup, winning the Europa League is probably better. How do we do it? Well, I'll show you that in a moment. We've got an infographic that will do that for you. But we will get Alkmaar or we will get Real Sociedad. We will not play Spurs until the final. So, effectively, the pathway is there. But we will have to perform to do it. I think that is without doubt. So let me show you this. This is the pathway, the road to Bilbao. Watching the Champions League draw makes this a little bit easier, I've got to say, because in the Champions League draw, we'll come back to that in a minute. In the Champions League draw, we obviously there's a new format in Europe now with the league and then the qualifiers, etc. So I've just watched the Champions League draw, and you can map your route to the final. And you want to avoid certain teams, I suppose, in some way, shape or form. I think when you look at the Europa League, you ain't going to find Barcelona in there. You're not going to find Real Madrid in there. But as you can see, we will get either Alkmaar or we will get Sociedad. So the bottom side. And we'll be on one side of those draws. Looking at Alkmaar, Ajax, Bodo Glimt and Victoria Plazen. And then on the other side, Roma, Fenerbahce, FCSB, Sociedad. I'd say we want Alkmaar anyway. Yes, we could end up playing Ajax, Frankfurt or Lyon in the quarterfinal. But if you beat Sociedad on the other side, you could get Frankfurt, Lyon or FCSB. But I think for me, I'd rather be on the side that's got Ajax and Victoria Plzen on it than Roma and Fenerbahce. I think Roma and Fenerbahce and Spurs and Sociedad on the other side of the draw, I'd be quite happy to leave them there. So I would like to see us get AZ Alkmaar anyway, but I also think that you're going to get a tough quarterfinal tie no matter what. But Ajax and Lyon or Ajax and Frankfurt, I'd rather that than be on the other side. Because they'll obliterate each other. Look, Roma, Fenerbahce, Spurs will be on that side. They'll all obliterate each other. We'll only have to play one in the final. Look, I'll be absolutely honest. I just want the easiest pathway to the final as possible, which I think is, understandable. Left is too dangerous. Depends which way you were looking at it. Any team we get, we are finished, probably won't even beat Tottenham, says Singh. I think that sort of comment is very defeatist. I think that I said in January we would win the Europa League. I said it again on Sunday night. I think at the moment it's hard to imagine that. And some would say, well, do Ineos deserve that miracle? I couldn't give a toss about Ineos or the Glazers. I give a toss about you and me. And we deserve that miracle because Man United, there's not a lot to smile about at the moment. And I think if we can salvage something from this season like we did with Ten Hag last year, look, winning the Europa League puts you in the Champions League. And we don't deserve to be in the Champions League, but this tournament winner gives you a role, gives you a position in it. And we won't, I think you can't not discuss again the golden egg here that we have, because this time next year, if we don't win the Europa League, we're not in it. You go all the way to the final, lose on penalties, you won't be in it. So if we're not in the Europa League next year, you've got to get top 5, top 6, top 7 to get in Europe. And looking at where we are at the moment and looking at the strength of the Premier League, I don't know. And that's why, for me, we should have spent some money in January to gamble on this. Because with the absences of people like Ahmad, etc., we're weak. I certainly think that the Romas of this world, the Bilbaos of this world, the Sociedads of this world, the Fenerbahces of this world, the Frankfurts of this world, they are capable of beating this Man United side. There is nobody. I don't look at that and go, it's a breeze. I think Spurs and Man United should look at it and go, we're two of the favourites, but they're as bad as we are. I think they're not going to win it. You're probably in the majority. I think we can win it. I think we've got to believe we can win it, but it ain't going to be bloody easy. And there are teams in there that can cause us problems. So, but I look at the 10 years, and it is 10 years of the United stand now. I look at the 10 years we've been doing this, and nothing comes close to winning against Ajax with Mourinho. That's the best. And I've seen a lot better. Many of us have seen a lot better Champions Leagues, Premier Leagues. But in the last 10 years, my best moment was winning that Europa League against Ajax. And it was quite surprising because I'd never experienced United winning the UEFA Cup or the Europa League. I vaguely sort of remember the Cup Winners' Cup in '91. But it's always been Premier Leagues, Champions Leagues, FA Cups. I really did enjoy that Europa League, and I'd love